Cool. So it's going to look like you felt the legs and everything like that. We'll just watch it in full first and then we'll go back and go from a debrief. So some of it you could see how you're widening compared to bending, and the widening it seemed like gave you a bit more feeling and effect compared to like just bending itself. So you can see when you hook there, you've hooked a little bit, not shitloads, and you've hooked more with your feet and your soles to the ground. So try to have it where they're hooked.
What,
so you're using using your heels.
Yeah, gotcha. Cool.
That was me coming to you.
Fucking animal.
See, there you go. You can see the difference with how the knees are apart and the feet are in. Try to have the knees in a little and the feet apart.
Okay.
And then that's when they're hooked. And then when you just want to widen, have the knees out and the feet a little bit like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. So we'll go back through. We'll have a look at the. Cool. So you can even just hold that a little bit longer and then widen the legs. You can just hold the arms out there a bit longer.
Okay.
So you can see how at the moment I'm kind of getting off, and at where situated, if that's the door. Yeah. You're here, I'm here. So when we leave, if you just fall back and pin it, you're here, and I have to really pin it to get over the top here.
Right, gotcha.
So that's why essentially you want to just kind of chill. I'll go over the top, and as soon as I go over the top, and you feel that timing of when in the horizontal that I'm kind of here and you'd be like here, and the horizon's here. Like that's kind of the max forward you can be, and you can just pin it straight up. Cool. But if you end up the other way, then you're a bit forward. So here you can just keep widen, keep the arms wide, and that'll slot you back. Cool. Once you're kind of around here, now you can just start coming in. Cool, so I think I was saying come up. A lot of that's going to be with the chest. You can see how slightly you're steeper now. Yep. So if you just done and thought about me getting the chest strap and pulling the chest strap in that direction, you'll start coming towards us. Okay. But then what's happened is you've sped up and closed the arms into here, and it's put you in that direction because there hasn't been as much chest.
So just keep everything the same there,
and
just pull the chest
because what's happened now, you've done the chest in a sec, because it looks like you've felt this drive, then it hasn't worked with the chest, then you've flattened your body up, and then that's what gave you the lift. So you flattened slightly there, and then it came up. So you can either just flatten straight away with the chest immediately, rather than feeling that forward drive first, and then. So here you can see legs, so they come back. You widen the legs, you can see that input.
Sure. Yep.
But you can see on the feet how a lot of the time they're like that.
Toe heavy.
Yeah, rather than that. So what you'd be doing is you'd be using the wind on the sole of the shoe to give you that response that you're going quick. Sure. So you want to try and think about letting that go and lifting the legs up. So then the airflow, if I drew a picture of the side body, it'd be a bit like this. So the wind would be coming up, and you'd be feeling that wind hitting the leg. Yep. Whereas what you want to try and have is kind of going like this. So the wind's coming and flowing, and it's just a clean flow. Whereas if you can feel that here, that's that little bit of drag. But what you're doing, because your foot's like this, you're using that bit of drag going like that, and you're using that as a response to know that, okay, there's my pressure. Sure. You can push off it, and it's going to drive you. So that's a stable one. That's number one. And then now try to mold to like number two. But if everything goes to shit, just return to number one, which is a safety zone.
Righto.
And over time, that'll just disappear.
Yep.
So you can see there what I mean by how when you hook them, how the ankles come inside how wide the knees are. Right. So when you try to hook, it's just the same with you can see the feet there, how it's doing that. As soon as you try to hook them out slightly like this, you might lose the lift on the thighs a little, but it doesn't matter, because the main thing this is doing is just kind of using the back of the calves to slow you down. Sure. Whereas as soon as you push with the feet, you kind of get half the response, but you're not getting to like a full 90 kind of thing with the body like this. You're kind of getting to like... Not there, like kind of like there, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? And it's just because if you bend them, it's hard to get to all.
Keep the toes up towards.
Yep. And try and have it
like that.
Yep, slightly like that. So you can slow down this way with the knees in.
Yep.
and you can slow down wide with the knees out.
Okay,
yep.
sure.
So there are your two options.
But I'm doing
two.
that.
You're doing that.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Yeah, and then when you go wide, you kind of go on like, same thing, wide kind of in. Yeah. Cool. So it's just, not to say that the other one's the right one, it's just another one.
Yeah, cool.
So it's the variation that you're not doing.
Sure.
So once you have that, it's like you have all the different ranges. Kind of similar to how you did there.
Yeah, sure.
But you can see now the feet hook back in.
Yeah, gotcha.
So we'll go do the same thing, just build awareness of that, fuck around with it. Like your fast thing's not a problem.
Yeah.
And you're going to find, as you said, you can see the stability there and the range is a lot easier. And you're going to start being able to get steeper now because you have the control from the rear.
Yeah. Felt that.
And we'll, if that's going good, I'll start playing around with steeper, shallower.
Cool.
All the way to head down and shit.
Too easy.
Cool.